Should national security workers respond to the OPM 5 things email? Hi, this is Lindy Kaiser with ClearanceJobs.com. I was trying to do a boring news update this week, something not related to current events, but here we are. Over the weekend, a number of people got an email from the Office of Personnel Management asking them to send their 5 tasks for the week. Elon Musk also sent out a tweet about this over the weekend. Kind of a flurry of activity and questions from federal workers, especially those in the national security space, wondering if they should actually respond to that email. Is it legit? Well, we know from the news reports it was actually sent out. It is a legitimate email. At least there is a legitimate email. More on that later. But we also know that there has been agency guidance that has kind of preceded this or gone on top of it too. Kash Patel sending something out to the FBI saying, hey, this is not for you. Don't respond to this. Even in the directives for the individual sending the email, it says that they need to CC their supervisor on it. So the notion here is kind of that this is trying to make greater accountability for the federal workforce, awareness for supervisors, still that hiring actions would be in the hands of agency heads and supervisors, not to whatever general OPM email that you're responding to. My biggest caution here, and as it said in the guidance, is don't send classified information in this email. I was having a conversation with a friend this week. I mean, the problem with all of the kind of activity coming out is that sloppiness can increase. I think if you get disgruntled federal workers, then sloppiness also increases. People are like, okay, you want to know what I did this week? Calm heads prevail. If you are in the national security workforce, follow your agency head's guidance. If they have told you to not respond to this, don't do so. Rule followers unite. That would be really, really hard for me not to, because I would be afraid I would get in trouble. So my guidance there is if you are an insecure codependent like me, that you could respond to that email and say, per my Kash Patel agency head guidance, whatever, if you've gotten separate agency guidance, I'm not going to respond with the 5 things I did this week, but I have received this email or something. That's what I would have to do, because I would have a hard time not responding. But again, guidance across the board through all of the change happening right now. We've said it at ClearanceJobs. I know we're providing general updates, but what you always have to do is follow your individual agency's guidance. Sometimes that is different than the headlines that you're seeing. So if you are a national security worker and you got the 5 things email, definitely be following to see what your agency directives are. Follow those agency directives, and whatever you do not put sensitive or classified information in a response, especially a response going out of your organization. Need to know is a key principle. So there might be folks who do not need to know what you're doing. You need to respond more generally. Don't provide specifics. Don't provide information that's going to affect your programs, your mission in those responses. My other caveat here is the kind of phishing attacks are on the rise. Phishing attacks are leveraging the same kind of guidance format you're seeing here. So if you get an email, make sure you're checking that it is the actual OPM email here. Also, if you're getting agency guidelines, make sure it's actual agency guidance. Do not fall victim to phishing attacks coming into your government emails, your personal emails, or your cell phones. All of those are on the rise, so be very careful. While we're at it, we're talking about reform. Let's come up with a better way to engage the federal workforce than email. Let's get our tech stack looked at. So again, for all the news you can use around this, visit us over at ClearanceJobs.com. Key takeaway, if you are a national security worker, follow your agency guidelines, agency guidance, follow what is going on there. Again, if you're like me, you have a hard time not responding to emails that appear to be threatening, you can respond and include the agency guidance for what they are asking you to do. And then be very careful watching for phishing attacks, malicious attacks going in. Make sure you are only responding proper channels, proper protocols to the actual correspondence. Happy weekend, man. What a time to be in the national security workforce. We love you. We appreciate you. National security is still at work. This work still matters. We still need competent, qualified, amazing people supporting the government. And we are here to help you do that over at ClearanceJobs.com.